Today we have a new case. This case is of a 30-year-old woman named Donna Jones. She's the third murder victim in the past 2 months. She's a 30-year-old woman. She lives alone and she works at a local business in an office. She lives in Houston, Texas, and the murder happened in her home. So what we know right now is the cause of death was from a knife slitting her throat and bleeding out. The murder weapon was a knife. So this is what happened. From what we know, the unsub slit the woman's throat, and then according to the ME report, there was 34 stab wounds to her chest and abdomen, and all those stab wounds were post-mortem. So from what the local office has gathered for evidence right now is that there was no signs of forced entry, and the knife was laying next to the body, but there was no DNA on it. So that was the most recent murder. There was also 2 others. About 2 weeks ago, there was a 31-year-old victim. Her name's Tina Smith. Just like the other one, she also lives at home. She does not have the same occupation. She works as a teacher at the local high school. This was also in the same town, and it was in the victim's home. And what happened in this one, the same exact thing, but instead of there being 30 plus post-mortem stabs, there was only 15 this time. So for the evidence that was found there was no signs of forced entry, just like the other one, and just like the other one, the knife was laying right there next to the body when they found her, and there was no DNA evidence. So the first victim his name is Jane Wilson. She's 34 years old, and she was killed about a month ago. She was very similar to the other ones in the way that she was killed. Same slit in the throat, but this time there was only about a little less than 10 post-mortem stab wounds. She works as a doctor at a local hospital, and from all this information, the conclusions right now that we can make is that the large number of stab wounds, especially in the most recent victim, indicates that the unsub is physically fit. It takes a lot of energy, would take a lot of energy to do that. Since there's no signs of forced entry with any of the victims, this indicates that the victims knew the unsub and invited them into their home. So the post-mortem stabs indicate that there is overkill, which shows anger. The amount of stab wounds has increased since the first victim, which shows that his anger is just increasing, and it's just going to keep going from there. The murders are also becoming more frequent. This means that the rate at which the unsub is murdering is increasing, so another one is bound to happen soon, which is why the local office called us in. This is suspected to be a serial killer from the common pattern, and it's any time now there could be another victim. So from here, we're gonna fly to Houston, and we're gonna go to the crime scene. I'll assign people. We're gonna build a profile and then find the unsub and solve the case. So I'm gonna have you 2 go to the local office and talk to the head officers there, and I'll have you 2 go to the crime scene to look at the victim and what connections we can make between the victim and the other victims. And then with the information we build from both of those about the unsub and their patterns and about the victim and the other victims, we can build a profile and solve the case.